Whew, that Matthew McConaughey looking real dapper in that white little jacket. Wouldn't we be so lucky, eh? Well, anyway, guys, jokes aside, today we're going to be actually talking about awards and what an award strategy looks like for your B2B business. Of course, we all look at people winning beautiful awards in our industry. They're on stage on the glittering lights, accepting these trophies of the industry, and we think, wow, these people must be absolutely amazing. How did they get those awards? Well, it's not just people walking around saying, hey, you know, there's this industry, let me give that company an award. You have to apply for awards. You have to know which awards to apply for, what to look out for, and so that's the purpose of this video. Awards can have a great effect on your ability to generate more business online and to get more leads and better inquiries for your company. So it should actually be a key thing that you go after, but it can be very costly to actually enter into the right awards and attend the ceremonies. There can be all sorts of resources you need to put together, taking time away from your team. So having a good strategy around awards will help you get all of the benefits and minimize all of the downsides associated with going after them. So if you like the sound of that, if it's your first time here, then make sure you subscribe to this channel where we talk about lead gen, digital marketing, and sales tactics for B2B companies. And if you are looking to generate leads for your business, make sure you download in the description box below my Leads on Tap blueprint, which combines LinkedIn ads, content strategy, and marketing automation in a holy trinity system that helps you automate your lead generation at scale for even the most complex B2B company and niches. So go ahead and get that. Let's get on with today's video. So I'm going to break it down in 3 easy chunks. The first is going to be why you would want to actually get an award, why you would want to have an award strategy, what is the purpose of having awards. The second piece is going to be the dark secrets, some of the stuff perhaps people don't want me to talk about, but the racket kind of iffy parts of the industry that you need to watch out for and realize how the game actually works. And the third part, I'm going to wrap it up with a nice bow on top and just tell you how to build your award strategy. Right, so the first one, why would we want to get awards? Well, it's often been observed, like I just mentioned at the outset of this video, that people that have awards are generally seen as more authoritative and more trustworthy. If you see a founder stepping on stage or winning something, if you can see plastered everywhere, top 10 companies in this, most effective company for 2021, etc., etc. Any person that kind of sees that is immediately going to see that as a trust signal. So authority is a big part of B2B conversion optimization and trust signals. The more authority your brand is seen to have, or you're seen to have, the more likely you are to get higher quality inquiries for your business. So that's just kind of at the theoretical level. So what this looks like in practice is, let's say you're running Google Ads, let's say you're an accountancy firm, accountant in London. If somebody comes to your landing page and they see all the services that you offer, and they also see maybe some testimonials, you've been featured in these news outlets, you've been featured on the BBC, but if they see also you have won an award for a year that's highly relevant, then they're much more likely to actually convert. If you think about it from the psychology of the prospect, it's ticked a very big thing in their head. It's almost like the way that universities work. If you see someone has gone to Cambridge or you've gone to Harvard, it's immediately like this kind of stamp of verification that this is a good product you can trust. You know, they've been through the system and they've been vetted. So that's kind of what happens with awards. And it's an easy decision for people to make then, because they come on a landing page, oh, they've won that award, well, they must be doing something right, huh? So let's go ahead and inquire, let's go ahead and download that content, whatever it is that you're trying to get them to do on the page. So you can think about it as, if you had to spend X to enter into awards, or part of this award strategy, and you were able to secure a couple of awards that get your website converting more, and you're spending a lot on your ads, it can be a great tool. And the thing about awards is, they don't have to just work for 1 year. You can leverage an award you won last year or even the year before that, still in today's 2021. Basically, a period of up to 3 years, you can actually have something that improves your conversion rates. And even if your conversion rates across the board go up by 2%, or you know, like 10%, 20% improved conversion rates, whatever it is, if you've got a lot of leads that you're trying to generate and you're thinking of scaling up your ad spend, it can have a measurable impact, right? A lot of your clients will also look at awards to actually generate lists of companies they should reach out to. So you can imagine someone sitting at work and they're being told by their boss, you need to find us a new accountant, or you need to find us a new HR consultant, or you need to find us a new agency, whatever it is. They will actually go and look at, you know, top agencies in London or top whatever in London. And if you're featured in some of those lists, they may actually just shortlist you and just say, well, I'm going to reach out to the top 10 winners, right? So you actually get a lot of inquiries just from having won awards from them compiling lists. And best of all, if you have a award that you've won where you've submitted a case study that people can also read. So if you've gone like, okay, me and my client did this amazing thing, any company that is like that client, so let's say it was technology and you've won an award by doing something for Netflix, then, you know, Now TV, someone over there trying to find a new consultant or whatever it is, and they saw that you've won this award and they saw your case study with one of their competitors, is much more likely to come and call you up and say, hey, what you did for that company, I want it for my company. So there's all those kind of benefits. There's a few ancillary ones as well. Actually attending the award ceremony can be incredibly inspiring for your team. So if you actually bring a couple of them to the award ceremony, then, you know, in terms of your high performers at your company, they can really feel like they're at a company that's moving forward. It kind of feels like a bit like a spectacle, like the kind of Oscars, like I showed earlier. And so that can really bring out the best in people. And the final little bit I'd say is if you're thinking of selling your company, then obviously having an award goes a long way as to, you know, improving your valuation, improving your estimation in the eyes of the acquirer that you've won X and Y award. So really there's a lot of reasons why you would want to have awards. Part number 2, let's talk about some of the ugly secrets, the other side of the face, the two faces that is the awards industry. Now, it is a little bit of a racket, and I want to illustrate this by just giving you my experience of at my first award back in 2015. It was like some kind of SME business type award. So me and the other founder, you know, we were like, okay, well, we've been growing really quickly as an agency. Maybe this is impressive. Maybe we should go for this award. We apply, we go onto the website. I can't remember how we got to know it. Someone just kind of emailed us that there's this award. We obviously have to enter into our information, and we paid a couple £100 for an entry into one of their categories. So the award had like 10 categories, like most innovative this, smallest business under 50 employees, you know, best business under 100 employees, blah, blah, blah. There was like 10, 15, 20 categories. And we picked one that we thought was relevant to us, you know, a couple £100. And we waited. We were very excited one day. We get this email saying, you've been shortlisted. Congrats. Out of the hundreds and thousands of applications, you guys are one of the ones that have been shortlisted, and there's 10 of you. Congratulations. We'll be having an award ceremony. Would you like to come? We're thrilled at this. Of course we want to come to the award ceremony, but then we get the email that we weren't expecting. And that email is all about, hey, if you want to come to the award ceremony, you've got to pay to come there. And that's fair enough. You're getting champagne, you know, food, nice environment. They have some kind of warm-up acts and stuff. So yeah, fine, okay, we'll pay for that. And it wasn't unreasonable. It was something like £300 a person. So we weren't a big team back then. We figured that we were a little bit naive about this whole thing and just figured, hey, look, if our work is good and they like the stuff that we submitted, which took us hours, by the way, to put together our case studies and our proof of what we were doing. If they like that, if they think it's really genuinely good, then we will just win. So there's no point bringing the whole team with us. You know, we didn't have the budget for that at the time. Just me and the founder will come, we'll have a good time, we'll get in the suits, get the ties, get the cufflinks maybe even, who knows, and go down to this award. So turn up to the award, and here's where I realized what the game was for the first time. There was a distinct relationship between the number of categories a company had entered and the amount of people that they had brought to the award ceremony and whether they would actually win an award on the night. So let me break that down for you. We turn up with 2 of us sitting by ourselves at one of the tables with a bunch of other couples and singles. And you can see there's about 40 tables. A couple of these tables are like the whole company. They bought 20. They bought the deluxe package, right? Champagne, sparklers, you know, the whole thing, like branded place setters and everything like that. So they would have spent potentially up to 10K bringing their team, and they've entered into 5 or 6 categories. So when you're listening to the announcer, you're hearing the same company come up, and we're sort of clocking what's going on. And there's a few companies that you can tell have really splashed out. And lo and behold, every single one of those companies that was constantly named and had big hurrahs always won an award. And that is just how it works. Basically, you can pay for awards, right? But it's actually true. You can just pay for awards. And this is how it works. Because think about it from the award body's point of view. They are a business as well. They make money through the entries, which could be, you know, many thousands, and each of them are like 100, 200 pounds. That goes supposedly to paying for the judges and whatever, but that's sometimes they actually get the judges to do that for free because there's prestige in being a judge. So no real cost there. So they milk a ton of cash out of that, and then they invite you to the ceremony. So like they sort of have an event planning side, which also is going to make a profit. So they want you to come with as many people, buy the most deluxe package, and spend. Now, What they don't want to do is to not give you bang for your buck. Otherwise, are you going to come the next year or the year after? Huh? So the first time you go to this award ceremony, they're treating you as you are actually a client in many ways. So it's like, who's just kind of spending a little bit of money? I do believe that the judging process in most awards is actually democratic. So who makes it onto the shortlist is more or less democratic. I think they may select for companies that have potentially a higher chance of paying, that they believe will pay for more down the road. Generally, I think it's kind of democratic, the entry process. Then they're going to reward those companies that spend as much on the day. And I'll get to what this means when I say about how to actually go about getting awards. Another kind of dark secret is that if you go for the same award twice, you're almost unlikely to win it the second or third time in a row, because once they've already got you the first time and you spent a lot of money, they know that you'll spend the same in the second year, but they don't need to reward you because you're still kind of riding off the high of the first one. So they kind of have a 3-year cycle with companies that they like to do. It's just to say, look, not all awards bodies do this. There's some that are much higher respected than others, but if you just go for any old sort of little thing that you find out there or that gets emailed to you, bear in mind that the smaller, less known is more likely going to be a bit more of a racket and a money-making machine. And so number 3, how do you build a award-winning, award-getting strategy, right? How do you get a strategy that works for your business? Well, the first thing I'd say is, when you think about the prospects coming to your landing page, they don't always know what awards are. You can kind of get bogged into your own industry and think like, so in the marketing industry, the drum awards are very big, in the creative industries as well. But how many of your prospects, like a marketing manager working at an SME, actually knows what the drum awards are? Yes, they will know that you've won an award, and as long as it sounds impressive enough and the website looks impressive enough, they're probably going to take it very seriously. You don't necessarily need to go for the be-all and end-all in your industry. It's also very unlikely for you to actually win any of those. So you can actually look for award-winning bodies that are smaller but sound impressive. And the other thing I would say is to actually focus on the industry that you are working in rather than the industry that you are in. So for instance, if you're a consultant that works with tech companies, you want to win awards that are for sort of work in tech. You don't necessarily want to win Best Consultancy of the Year award, if you know what I mean. It's more about, okay, I'm serving that industry, I want clients for that industry, why don't I try and win an excellence in tech or an excellence in healthcare, whatever it is, and try and find an award where you can apply for as part of the industry rather than as part of the kind of work industry that you actually are in as a B2B company. Those can also be cheaper to enter, and they'll actually have the right effect. If you tend to work with mainly people of one industry, you may as well just go after them, right? Also, I would stay clear of award-winning bodies where the judging criteria is really difficult to understand. If the judging criteria is the same for every single category, also a big red flag. And a final red flag would be if it's so difficult to understand what the entry requirements are, then it's a problem. I'd also say that there is a time that is needed to building the resources to apply for these awards. Don't see that as dead time. Actually combine that with your wider case study creation, right? So as B2B businesses, making case studies is always the lowest thing on the kind of checkbox. It always gets pushed down. But this is an opportunity for you to come out and build case studies that are really, really good because you're applying for these awards. You should use them as well to send to clients, to add in your email marketing, to add on your website. So it's a great opportunity to create valuable content that will serve you anyway. That's really my tips, guys. So I think if you go out and you look for awards, I would focus only on one award at a time. And so focus on spending your budget to win that award, and then you're going to get all of the benefits. You're going to spend less time. You're going to have statistically pretty impressive chances of winning at least one of those awards. I hope that's been really useful. If you like this, make sure you subscribe to this video. Do it now. It's a red button underneath you, and hit the bell notification, and you'll always get my new videos. I'm always talking about really interesting things that can help you as a B2B business generate more sales. And as ever, just go ahead, download my Leads on Tap thing in the description if you want it. See you for the next video. Take care, everybody.